Ugh, is nothing sacred anymore? Shortly after arriving in this new world, I left Susan on watch to go do a little bit of scouting of my own, and what did I find? Some kind of weird ritual happening under a tree, led by Lag. Obviously, right? So it was the start of a new season, and everyone was getting explained what was going on. We each got a welcome book that explained where our coordinates for our base was going to be, and what the deeds for the shops were that we were going to have. I got overworld mine materials and terracotta, which I did not like the overworld mine materials, and immediately traded that with one of the new randoms, Sir Silver. He didn't want his dye shop, I didn't want the mine materials. It was a great trade. They then also explained that there was some kind of challenge happening, the Don't Die challenge, where if you died, you lost a life, and if you killed someone, you could actually take their life, storing up to 2 lives at a time. And it was at this point that we all dispersed to go our separate ways and find our bases and get started. Along the way, I did my obligatory first day things like punching a tree. Once I reached my coordinates and realized that there was a village nearby, I figured I should probably see if I could purchase this village from the locals. And with seeds in hand, I started asking around. Hi, hello sir, are you the proprietor of this village? No, the cleric? Oh, that sounds like a terrible system. Where can I find him? The church around the corner. All right, well. Hello sir, are you the proprietor of this village? Not even gonna look at me, huh? Hi, hello. I would like to purchase your land, if that is okay. I have brought some magic seeds. Here, have seeds.
Huh?
Okay, I have purchased this land now. Thank you. And now that I have purchased this village, it was time to get started with getting settled. But just as the settling was happening, I got a visit from Shallon and Dewlan, and I should have known something was up. Dewlan was on 2 lives, Shallon was on nothing, and they were up to no good. They came to try and kill me, and I had just managed to escape the initial attack and get into the water, where I drank a water-breathing potion, which I thought was a great idea, and it was working for a little bit, especially with the help of my little dolphin friend, useful for once. But I made the fatal mistake of trying to hide in a water cave that had a magma block, and so Dewlan was able to fill up his breath and kill me in the end. Alright, and we're all caught up. Fantastic. Now, as you guys can see, I have been pranked a few times. Someone stole my horse, someone filled this village with pandas, and also they filled it with a whole lot of bamboo. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this mess a little bit, and then we're going to go and find Susan. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, we've cleared out most of these pranks. Yeah, there's still a few pandas left. I have an idea for maybe a zoo at some point this season. I know we're still going to get around to me actually talking about my plans for this season. We'll get to that. But I figured a couple of pandas wouldn't hurt. And here are some snotty pandas, which I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just try and make a cheap little slime ball farm just for funsies. But yeah, all the bamboo is now cleared out. We've also been doing quite a bit of early game stuff around here. I got some cactus growing. I turned this double story into a little villager breeder that I've been using. This guy has died. We have some sugarcane growing. We have a couple of smiths in here, and we have a couple of masons up in here. It's starting to look a little bit messy around here. I've also kept a little bit of the bamboo because this is the part that I was actually planting before Dewlan and Shallon so unceremoniously came to murder me. By the way, these pranks are not going unpunished. Believe me, retribution will be at hand. But yeah, as you can see, things are starting to get a little bit messy around here. So what I'm thinking is, because we are going to be building the majority of the base in this wider area here, but yonder hill there's a spot that I would like to set up a little bit of just something to get us started with, so that we can move away from this mess and start, you know, in one corner of the area and then move from there. So as we come up over this little hill over here, you can see, oh, not at all a prepared area. Yeah, Susan's been doing a little bit of work for me around here while I was doing all of those other things. So I have a few things together here. So you know what? Let's kick it off with the first time lapse of the season. Well now, isn't this just lovely? Best database on the server, wouldn't you agree? Bestest, greatest, biggest, everyone says so. Yeah, okay, so maybe it is just a little temporary container thing, right? We got a little bit of storage here, we got some crates, we got a little workstation over here, and a little fire pit over there. We also have something else that I'll show you there in a minute. But yeah, this is what we're starting with. Just a little worksite office, and then if we come in here, nothing much to see. Just a little bit of a bed and an ender chest, and we got our to-do list. So we need to work on our temporary shops. I have a deed for terracotta, and I have a deed for dyes. We swapped this one with Sir Silver, who took our it was the mined overworld materials, because you guys know I hate mining, so I just didn't want to do that. Besides, the dyes made a lot of sense to go with the terracotta, seeing as I'm gonna need dyes to do the terracotta properly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So eventually there will be a shopping district closer to where that tree was where we started. But for now, I think here in this area, we will start up with some temporary shops. Starter base. Now, it's not exactly a great starter base, so maybe we'll come back to that one. And then skeleton grinder. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you guys was that I was setting up a portal over here, and I was slowly starting to move all my stuff from the village. And then down here, I actually dug into and already closed off a bit of a skeleton spawner over here. Right, there was a little bit of a mine shaft here, which cleared out already. And yeah, we're gonna need a lot of bone meal for our dyes. So how about we do another little time lapse and get a skeleton grinder built? And there we go, folks, a quick little skeleton spawner, because, yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of this. So this takes care of, you know, XP, fixing weapons, enchanting things. We got a little enchantment set up over there. I've been running this thing for just a little bit, and I have quite a few bones, which is gonna come in very handy for early game flower farm sort of stuff, so we can get our dye shop set up, because capitalism, yay! And then we also have more than enough arrows to keep ourselves stocked, and we got bows galore, so might try and make myself a nice bow out of this. I'm not sure yet, but we can definitely use the rest for like dispensers and things, right? And we also have some armor that I'm gonna probably smelt and disenchant, at least at the start when it's still relevant, but up until a point where it's not going to make much of a difference, right? So yeah, they spawn there, they go down. You guys have seen this over and over again, right? Then they go up and they fall down, and they're one shot from there, right? So that's pretty much the skeleton farm now. It's not one that's fully automatic. I could probably eventually put in like a card swiping system so that I don't get thorns damage, or maybe I can add some dogs into the system for AFK looting and all of that. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire farm, and I'm super happy with it because that is definitely something that is going to make our early game a lot easier. So let's go. Wait, what? Enigma?
Derpol! Hey, Derpol!
Oh, hey, dude.
Yorkshire tea, Derpol. Think about it.
What?
British Empire. We're going to take on the dragon. You need to come over right away. We're going to... Oh, think of all the tea we're going to have. We're going to have so much tea. It's going to be unbelievable. You're going to love it. It's going to be... Oh, it's going to be blissful, and we're going to start the Empire again. I swear, we're the whole of Randomia. It's not going to be Randomia anymore. It's going to be the Empire. Think about it. Honestly, meet up. We're going to be going over there. It's going to be fantastic.
Okay, dragon fight. Cool. Yeah, I'll be right there. Well, I guess we're going to go do a dragon fight then. Whee! And so I found myself once again at the head tree, as it was now called, as we were all getting ready to go on this adventure. We set off across the land and across the sea in search of the stronghold and eventually found it. We activated the portal and hesitated for a while because last season when we went in first time, yeah, most people died. So, but we eventually went in and we started to fight the dragon. It went remarkably well. Only one random died, one of the new ones, Pheonix. And eventually Lag got the final blow. Then Lady Peanut and I split up on a little raiding party. And after finding a small city, we eventually found a much bigger one, which gave us all the loot we needed. But right as we were getting done, I got killed by an Enderman. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything that's happened since I last saw you. We got our wings, which is fantastic. And we also got a whole bunch of shulker boxes. Oh, speaking of which, do you have the grab bag on you?
Yeah, here you go.
Nice! Alright, everything is in there. That's fantastic.
Super cool story and all. Now can you please tell me if we are safe here? You know, my senses can't pick up on those things.
I mean, I think so. I can't say with 100% certainty, but if we keep using the cloaking tech that we've been using, I think this is a good place for us to settle for now. We have the other randoms around that are going to help us blend in and stay safe. Just gonna have to wing it and see what happens, but I'm tired of running. Oh, speaking of which, I guess it's time to deactivate the cloaking device on the ship, right?
Okay, great. Initializing the activation sequence.
Ooh boy, that was an extremely long-winded deactivation sequence. How about we take our first little fly for the season and have a look at this thing, right? So, when Susan and I fled last season, we took the taco truck, right? Actually, let's fly around this way. We took the taco truck. But, you know, the taco truck wasn't exactly gonna get us very far, seeing as we were, you know, landlocked to the truck. So we ended up commandeering the ship along the way. Nice little cargo ship. Nothing too fancy. So come on, let's get inside this thing. And let me show you what we have. So we got a little bit of cargo here at the back. There's also an actual cargo hold down this way. And then if we come around the front, we have the anchors here. And yes, it is not anchored at the moment. It's still technically in idle mode, but we're running low on gas, so I'll probably tie her up before next episode. And if we come down this way, we have the chain locker down here where the anchor chains are all rolled up and everything, right? Then we have a big rolly door here because, you know, we needed the space to put the taco truck, right? We could have just leave the taco truck. That needed to be with us. We were probably going to need it again sometime. I'll probably end up lifting this out and putting it back ashore. But yeah, that's the truck is here. Then through here, as you can see, our fuel tanks are pretty much empty. And we're running on fumes here in the engine room. There's still a little bit of a fire burning there, but that's almost at an end. But yeah, we got our pistons and things, and it's all firing to move this thing. So, you know, I mean, it's a ship's engine. What do you expect? Diesel engine. That's it. That's the whole thing, right? Then this takes us back into the cargo hold, right? And if we come through here, we get into the mess, right? This is the it's not an actual mess, okay? It's very sparsely decorated at the moment. Susan and I didn't really have time to decorate while we were, you know, fleeing for our lives. There's a couple of empty rooms over here that we can still utilize, that we have not gotten around to actually using properly. And then we have the galley, right? A couple of condiments and things up here. Thanks, Magic, for that idea. And then, yeah, some burners and stuff. Then we come up here, and we have the control room for the cargo hold down there. And through here, we have Derpol and Susan's little cabins, right? Very cramped, as ship cabins usually are. And then we have another room here that I really haven't gotten around to actually utilizing while we were fleeing. And we come up all the way here. We actually have the bridge, right? And we have our port and starboard control things over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the entire interior. We also have a little cartography room in here, our map room. As you can see, I've started mapping out our area, and this is probably a good time for me to actually explain to you guys what it is I'm planning on doing. Right, so we have this area here where we've docked. Well, haven't docked yet, but we will dock. Right, I'm still going to expand this map into a 5x5 because this is not covering enough for this season's base. So yeah, all of the randoms are in like a crescent around a big mountain in the middle, and there's going to be a shopping district down this way on the map. But this little section of the big city that all of the randoms are going to be building is going to be ours, and we're going to start it off with a port because we came here on a ship. We might as well start with the port. There's going to be a lot of terraforming this season because yeah, this whole area is going to need to get flattened quite a bit. Not going to keep it completely flat like this, but you do need a flat port, right? But it's gonna require quite a lot of carving. And this village is eventually going to go. But we are going to be building a city. Now, as for what the theme of the city is and what the plans are, what the name is and all of that, you know, last season it was quite fun having you guys guess. So I think we're going to do that again. Because, yeah, I like torturing you guys just a little bit. Then also just up there, there's some lifeboats and there's some antenna and radars and ventilation and all that sort of stuff. You know, the usual sort of thing. And we have our smokestack as well. Oops. But that is... yeah, that's the ship that we came here on. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I could probably just use this as a starter base, right? Yeah. I mean, the worksite's still going to be useful to plan out things and get started around here, but yeah, this is probably a better starter base. Well, Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's gonna do it for today. Like and subscribe and all of that jazz. And I am just stoked to be back on Randomcraft. Episode 1 is officially over, and I have big plans for the season. So y'all better stay tuned. Bye-bye.
I'm still here too, thanks for asking. Jeez, jerk faces with their stupid jerk faces.